Good morning to you all. Today is Saturday and I figured that I would give you a little tour around Rancho Mastatal, a community of about 110 to 120 people, and just show you the town. So, bienvenidos a Mastatal. KISS, which is a botanical company, and Finca Siempre Verde, which are just a few things here in town. A couple of the houses of the locals. And over here on our left is the local cantina, the local bar, which gets frequented at all hours of the day, believe it or not. They're not open just now, but it will get frequented. Down here is the path to Anya and Jorge's house, who, as I may have mentioned before, has a Starlink connection. And this is important because they don't offer internet service on the ranch for a specific reason, and that's to give locals an opportunity to have a business. So she offers us internet, has great rates, it's super strong, super reliable, as well as laundry services. So we don't have laundry on the ranch, at least for those that are doing the workshops. For those that are apprentices or living there more full-time, they do have access to that. Moving on, we have the local park. Just a set of swings and this little overhang with benches, which, as you may have seen on Instagram, I was able to get in a little workout there with my Olympic rings or my gymnast rings. This is just such a very, oh hey pup. This puppy up here absolutely loves me. Hola perrito. ¿Qué tal papi? ¿Qué tal papi? ¿Qué tal papi? ¿Qué tal papi? ¿Cómo se llama? Oh, okay. Gonna get a drink of water from there, so maybe don't want. Hola, buenos días. ¿Cómo se llama? Mel. ¿Es niño? Niño, ok. Muy alegre, muy amable. 6 meses. Un bebé o papi. Papi, ya. ¿Y la gatito? Micho. Micho, un niño? Uto, ok. Oh. Buenas. And then over here, I believe that is for they have different districts for systems in place here. And I think that AYA, I'll get a little bit more information, is one of the local municipalities. So, but this walk over on our left, we have some pastures. Sometimes there's some horses, and I'm not gonna give you the full view because I wanna walk back so that you can truly see it. But actually, you know what? Let me just show you this view, which is just absolutely beautiful. I take this walk every morning and at night, and just look at that. And that is La Congreja National Park. We were gonna hike it, but the rains have been so bad they have not attended to it yet. The grass is probably taller than me, and it doesn't make sense for anybody to get injured, while they're here. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is Costa Rica. So we're gonna get back on the trail. And for those that are wondering, I am getting this walk in before class starts today. We have a very physically demanding job today, and I just want to get some morning movement in. As we pan over, I want to be respectful of people's privacy. We're coming up to one of the other awesome features of town, which is their local football field. Obviously, football is soccer here. Well, football is football everywhere else in the world except the United States, obviously. Check this out. You got a little chill zone. I'm not going to go all the way down. We have a big soccer match tomorrow on Sunday. Plus, we do quite a bit of ultimate frisbee out here. But we're going to get back on the path for just a little while longer. And then we got to book it back to the ranch so that we can get active. Today we're going to be digging some swales. We're going to be talking about water retention and ways to mitigate water runoff, preventing erosion, things of that nature. And sometimes that requires digging into the land so that when water goes downhill, it has a place to fill before it continues to go downhill. Interplanting specific water-loving species that are going to soak up that water, because water erosion is real here. Over here on the right, you have this beautiful bamboo, which is a natural building material. Not so much here in some of the Central American countries, but obviously along the same line of the equator. Huge in Asia, very big in, places like Thailand, Bali. I believe they even have something called Bamboo U that teaches everything all bamboo. I believe in the past, Rancho Mastatal has taught a bamboo intensive workshop. According to Timo, there just isn't as big of a demand anymore, which would have been really, really wonderful, because I'm here for 2 weeks for the PDC, the Permaculture Design Course, and then I return after the new year to come back in January to do a 1-week natural building, timber framing. That class ends, but I'm gonna stay on the ranch because 2 days later is the natural home building, or natural earth and construction, which is all wattle and daub, adobe. Basically being able to buy a piece of land and build your home off of the land. That should be a whole lot of fun. We just have a little bit longer to go. Check this out. We take this route every day. Well, when I say we, I say those that have been joining me on the post-dinner, the post-meal walk. And if you don't know already, walking after a meal is vitally important for a number of different reasons. Doesn't have to be a strenuous walk, doesn't even have to be a particularly long walk, but you need to go for a walk after you eat. And the reason being, as we eat any meal, doesn't matter what time, it spikes our blood sugar, which in conjunction with that spikes our insulin response. And as we've all dealt with when eating a meal, there is the crash that happens afterwards. Going for a walk will greatly reduce that because it lowers your blood sugar, while in conjunction lowering your insulin response. All you need to do, 10 to 15 minutes of a gingerly walk around the block through your neighborhood, and you're good to go. I highly encourage you to do it. It'll also help aid and boost digestion, and you're just gonna feel a whole hell of a lot better, I guarantee you. All right, we've made it to one of the last stops here on the trail. Finca Siempre Verde. Finca is farm, essentially. Siempre is always. Verde is green. Basically, forever green farm. They will take you to La Cangreja. They do night hikes, which I'm hoping to get on at some point while I'm here, because there's animals during the day. In fact, since we've been here in class, yesterday was like the day of the macaw. We must have seen like well over a dozen of them, and you hear them before you see them. And they're just a very majestic and magical creature. Like the way they fly, the way they speak to one another. You can tell that they are at the top of the top in the bird hierarchy. There's also plenty of hawks that we've seen. We saw a few snakes already. We've seen plenty of insects, whether we like them or not. I know some of the ladies here in class, they'll definitely let you know. Also saw some big spiders, bigger than my fist when they're completely spread out. But yeah, there's been a lot of wildlife. You just see a whole lot more. We've seen different toads, poison dart frogs. They're all over, especially the green and black spotted ones. We've seen some really big frogs, some big toads as well. But I came all the way up here to show you this. I don't know if you can see it from here, but that is the peak. That is Cangreja. The very top peak is right there. Oh, we'll get out of the way. That is the very top of it. It's just been a great little place to be. And I mean, what better of a walk than the one that I'm on right now? Who wouldn't want to take this walk every morning? And when it's dark, it is dark. But we've been doing this thing where we safely turn off our headlamps while we're out on a walk. We check in both directions, make sure there's no critters, and then we just are guided by the illumination of the moon. And it's very hard to describe, because you just hear things that you don't hear right now during the day. You also are seeing La Cangreja and the silhouette at night. It's just magical, man. It's so magical. So that was town. I'm gonna turn it around so that we end on a good note. Basically, this is where I've been for not even a week, just to be able to connect with the real internet. All of this has truly been a blessing. I know that I may have fallen behind on posting and things in social media and even emails and whatnot, but this is why I'm here. I'm here for a specific reason. We are starting something epic. I wish I could tell you more. I can't at this moment, but more on that to come in the future for sure. But until then, enjoy these views of Mastatal, of La Congreja, and I will catch you all in the next one. So I figured now might be a wonderful time to show you some of the food prep, food storage. Every space here has been meticulously thought about and planned, and every single space has just this great energy. The floor that we're walking on is an earthen floor, so you're basically grounding the entire time. We've been barefoot basically this entire time. I don't think I've ever been more barefoot in my life, which is just great. So let me turn it around, and that is the front entrance ahead.
We have this swale, we have a second swale, and we have a third swale further down. But we can kind of spread out, use picks, use shovels. I just want to make a quick note on shovels. Some of these have wooden handles, and this soil is very hard clay. And this, many times we break our shovels in half all the time. So what we want to do if we have a lot of very, very hard soil is start with a pick. The pick is great for breaking the soil, and then the shovels are great for digging into already loose soil. So there is kind of like a good order. And then if anybody's never used a pick, basically you want to have your knees nice and flexible, and instead of just tossing it and then lower back, you really want to just use your knees, come down with it, let it do the work, and then you kind of just pull on it. Gravity.
Yeah,
so always just nice flowy, up, down, let it do the work, boom. Some of us will be observing and taking pictures and rooting others on, and then we'll switch it around. We're not gonna, this isn't a competition. I don't want anybody getting hurt. This is just practice, and ideally we're gonna plant 2 passive swales with a lot of the beans, and then do a little bit of damage on redigging. Some of these are super full of roots. You don't have to battle the roots. If there's a lot of roots, just continue on and we'll do our best. Everything that we're digging out of this berm, we're putting downhill. Everything that we're digging out of the swale, we're gonna put downhill of it onto the berm. Okay, because if we put it uphill, the rain will just wash it right into the ditch. All right?
Great.
Well, we're gonna get started on this one, but first we're gonna. Okay, just want to talk about another type of passive swale that you could use if you're drowning trees or logs. One option is to plant rooting grasses. In this case, we did beans and Mexican sunflower. Another option is to dig. Both of these require a lot of work. If you're clearing an area that already has vegetation, or let's say a lot of these palms, sometimes we'll cut the palm down to collect the heart of palm at the top. We'll have all this woody structure that we can then lay across the landscape. This is another form of passive swale where I'm gonna lay it on contour and I'm gonna stake it just to hold it in place. I would be hammering these down with, hardwood. And if I make a line of this is another physical barrier, another form of a passive swale that would eventually create sort of a terracing effect and will break the slope. And if you're chopping and dropping and adding material down, all these passive swales are just an easy way to collect that material and organize it in a way that, what are the three things that swales do? Slow, sink, and spread. Catch and store energy. Patterns. We have a kind of a ripple effect happening here. This slope is nice and shady for working in. It's also kind of got an egg shape. So we'll notice that we don't have fully concentric circles. We kind of have these oval swales going down. Labor intensive swale that will collect a lot of water. Passive swale that will accumulate all the leaves and branches and nutrients that are flowing. And then we have another passive swale, which is planted living swale. So just three examples of how we can think of creating barriers in the landscape to really make sure that we're not losing soil to erosion and that we're keeping all the nutrients up here where the trees can use them.
We are off. Nice little river hike. Say what up, y'all. What up, y'all?
There is a possibility for sure.
Here's our tour guide. Let's do it. We are in the jungle, for sure. Boy, this terrain is not to be messed with. Clay and roots everywhere. But man. I mean, we're rocking the Earth Runners. Probably should have went with the boots.
Actually pretty low.
Wow, look at that. Bam. Okay, look at this view, y'all.
The brown green.
Haven't been recording as much because really got to pay attention to everything out here. In fact, there's a couple venomous snakes we got to be accountable for, so I'll see y'all. Speaking of which, I'll see y'all at the spot. Check out this tree.
That's the seed of the fruit that they showed the other day. All right, so this tree's scientific name, we call it Awa.
Has anybody seen Avatar?
Yeah.
The spirit tree?
This is Awa for sure.
This is the spirit tree. These are called buttress roots. Spanish, they're called gambas. Gambas. On the coast, if you order a plate of gambas, gambas are actually clams, but in plant terms, it's buttress roots. And so potentially when this tree sprouted, all of the soil that was at the buttress roots might have eroded away because there's a bunch of other of this tree further down the trail, but not all the buttress roots are out of the ground. They're actually hollow, so they're pretty delicate. We try not to climb on them. But they're really beautiful. This tree is absolutely stunning, and its scientific name is Tachigali versicolor. Tachigali versicolor. The locals call it toston, which means like toasted or burnt because of all the browns.
But a lot of dendrologists and biologists, they have a common name for it, which I don't like. They call it the suicide tree, and I've nicknamed it the sacrifice tree. The sacrifice tree has a very interesting reproductive strategy that dendrologists don't really understand yet. And most trees, we all see a bunch of seeds sprouting on the trail as we go down. Most trees will try to produce as many seeds as they can yearly to increase their odds of further generations and survival. This tree, whether it's 30, 60, 100, or 300, it and many other of the same species around the forest will all get together and decide on what day to flower. And there'll be one specific day where not all of them, but maybe just a few of them, they'll all flower on that one day, have their fruit, throw their seeds, and then die. Just one and done. So it's a very unique form of reproduction, especially for plants that are always seasonally flowering and trying to make fruits. At least in most of the plant kingdom, that's the case. This is the only species in the tropics that does this, and it's still kind of a mystery. I like to call it the sacrifice tree, and I'd like to think about reasons for that. Maybe thinking of succession, we have this giant fig tree back there that just came down. You can see all the light coming in over there. So when a giant grandfather tree comes down, it opens up all this space for the new babies to be born and all the saplings to grow. So I'd like to think of it as maybe it's sacrificing itself to give all that light to its offspring once it drops all those seeds. The mystery still exists though. How does it communicate with all the other tachigali trees in the forest? Is it through the roots? Is it through the mycelium, or is it through allelopathy, which is gases coming out of the leaves? There's certain essential oils that plants can communicate with to tell their neighbors about certain things. So they still haven't discovered, but those are the two possibilities. Maybe there's other possibilities, but it's a super beautiful tree. This one's maybe between 100 and 200, somewhere around there, maybe more. It could be up to 300 years old.
Wow. We have arrived. There is some rain, so I need to put this away, but yo, check this out. Anna is already in the water. We're all gonna get to it. Again, I did not bring my case, so I'm gonna put my backpack in my rain jacket, and that is going to serve as my protection. So we're all putting on some clay, jumping in the water. I'm gonna go do so as well, but check these views out, y'all. The river is so refreshing. It's not cold, it's not warm, it's right in the middle, but damn, so good to be here.
Photo bomb! Getting everybody now.
So we can take our time and head up. That's the end of class today. There is salsa at 5 and then a little fire at 7:30. So the rest of the day is integration and chill. And drink a lot of water. It is 2:30.
Let's do it. Thanks, y'all. What an experience. Earthing, grounding, all of it. Great group of people too. So we're headed back to the ranch now. Another day, another adventure. We're getting ready to get on a tour, about 7 or 8 of us, and get to a waterfall, a beautiful waterfall that's located here, not too far from town. And so, as you can hear, I am not feeling all that well, haven't been sleeping that well, but we're gonna go anyway because we're only here once and we'll get it dialed in. But in the meantime, check out the Zone 1 garden beds. We got coconuts, which are on the ground. We have some cucumbers, as you can see there. Plenty of different herbs. We were over here the other day, but I guess I'm just gonna give you a little bit more of a in-depth tour. Some of our salad greens also come here from here. And then over here is one of several composting areas. They use compost here in many different ways and a few different varieties as well. They use worms, they use the food scraps, humanure, which is human manure, they use manure, but yo, look at how beautiful this is. We have some, I believe this is hibiscus right here, that's just growing. And this is the whole idea behind permaculture, is that you have an entire array of different herbs, fruits, vegetables, fruit trees, and whatnot growing in succession with each other, essentially acting as a unit in different parts of the canopy. So the things that need sun are at the highest, the things that don't need as much sun are right below it, and you can even grow things that require very little sun, like turmeric, ginger, right there at the very bottom. So
like 1 hour down, 1 hour back. You can see birds, you can see beautiful views and a big waterfall. So awesome. You guys have any questions, let me know. We have the time, you know, go to running, you have to take the time, you have time for water today, you know, I need the time, just let me know.
So this is San Miguel. We're gonna start right here. Buenas. Hola, vacas.
Not very meaty, but
This terrain is... Can't imagine this when it's rained all day for weeks on end, maybe. Crocs and earth runners, I don't think would have made it through. Like, I'm good. You guys want to see a magic trick? Boom. Boom. Check these ants out, bro. They are just working. Basically just walk through cow patties. Oh, there's still some right here. The terrain has been crazy to get here, just like yesterday. Just a ton of clay. You have to walk and be very careful of every step. But if you can hear off in the distance, that is water. We're getting closer to the river. And believe it or not, I'm feeling a whole lot better.
Be careful in this part, it's very slippery. Watch that.
Mojado, mojado. Junior,
Dime.
para YouTube.
Eso.
Sí, güey. Got you. So this is the first stop.
At least it's only that much. Yeah.
Look at how ridiculous this tree is. It's also gemelo, meaning it's a twin. There's actually two of them.
Check that out. Woo! That is nice. All right, y'all. Taking a risk. Taking a risk. But anything for the views, right? Anything for the views. Check that out. And that is, well, you'll see in just a second. This is not waterproof, nor do I recommend what I'm about to do, but you only live once, so. Woo! And guess who's feeling better? So we just hiked to the first point where we all jumped into the pool, and that's definitely a view, but check this out. Yo, this is unreal. Unreal. This is the second part. So we were at the first one. This is the second part, which is way different. But as you can see, the views are incredible. Las vistas son increíbles. When you finish a waterfall hike, you absolutely have to take in the local soccer game on Sunday. And then sometimes a dog just shows up and wants to hang out with you at the soccer game. ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo se llama? Hmm? ¿Cómo se llama? People want to know what your name is, bro. Whatever happens, happens. Oh. Perrito. ¿Qué tal? ¿Cómo se llama? ¿Cómo se llama? There's some trees. There is all kind of terrain out here this morning.
To open up your head and see what's in there at any given moment would be like crazy. Some of these things leave.
This group, I love it. Whew. Man, after yesterday's hike though,
to that waterfall, this ain't nothing.
Oh no, the hike itself is not hard, but I think they were,
Oh, right.
but I think everybody watches the people who live here and they think, oh,
Someone comes down here barefoot.
they're used to being here, right? They probably shouldn't do that either, but they're comfortable with it.
Hey, Sam, Panama hat? No, Panama hat right here?
Panama hat was the short one that we passed.
Oh, okay.
This big palm is acai.
Oh, no way. Snap.
So now we've walked pretty far from zone 2, potentially zone. You can see it's not super kept on that side. This isn't a zone that I'm going for. But really, orchard design with these is 50-50 or like 60-40. You want almost the same amount of females as males, because if the females are flowering it but you don't have no viable male pollen, can't make it produce any fruits. So when you buy salak, you need to buy at least 5 minimum seedlings to have a good chance of having one male and female at least. If you have bad luck, you might get all males. Or there is a way to clone them. Some of these will produce little shoots, and you could clone females, and that's a way to be sure what you have. But that's the issue with salak. You have to wait 2 to 3 years for the first flower to tell if it's a male or a female, and then you would plant it out in the garden. It is a really interesting one. Even musical instruments are made in Malaysia with these. Kind of a sort of.
They're so sharp.
Very sharp. Also used for textiles, and if you're using poison darts, it might be a great poison dart, blow dart. Yeah. Very spiky. Not extremely fun to work with, honestly. They're called snake fruit because the fruit looks similar to the scales of a snake or a reptile. And when they kind of grow, the root system is kind of snaky. They kind of grow in a snaky way and then pop up.
So here on the property they have 2 beehives, as you can see here. Super dope. Bees are everything. You don't have bees, we don't have, I should say, life. Meliponicultura, meliponicultura. Tons of bamboo here on the property. Just an awesome day learning about zones. Your immediate being zone 0, your home. Zone 1, what you visit more often. Zone 2, zone 3, zone 4, you get the idea.
Others are meant to just be landscaping plants and ornaments, and that's kind of in the middle story. That's known as the tap. But it's worth it. It takes kind of like some in the next coming days. And I think the plant it's not really easy of cyanide, but if you dry them out and then use them kind of as like an aromatic, they smell just like.
So this is known as the hooch. It's one of the oldest, I should say, structures here on the property. Got a little stone sink over there. And starting off, I guess we should get to the master bedroom. Hardwood, natural woods. Look at that view, y'all. Put you in a great line with a lot of the canopy to see some of the... We're gonna go upstairs. This might actually be the master bedroom. It's craftsmanship. Absolutely incredible. Even out of the floor. And you're even higher up in the canopy. Absolutely incredible. The art that is being created here, I should say, because you could say that it's building structures, but it's really art. It really is art, and the design team here is top notch. Whether it's the natural building, the timber framing, absolutely incredible. Speaking of which, they do have a workshop, which we're going to take a look at right now. I believe they have a planer, a table saw, a couple of other things. Making slats for the roof. Plenty of sawdust for the composting toilet. You have some bamboo storage over here. I mean, look at that. Massive. Again, you have to cover it, and I don't know if you can see. Look how big that spider is. The biggest I've ever seen. And then they have their own lumber yard on site. All things that you would need. The storage to keep things dry and out of the elements. And I will be back in January to take both of those courses back to back. Natural timber framing as well as earthen home construction. Super stoked about that. This was part 1, but yeah, man, Rancho Mastatal is a vibe. This is without a doubt one of the greatest decisions that I've ever made in my life. Not just the trip to Central America, but this specific part. Catch y'all later.